Newton walked into the fourth quarter trailing 17-0. He had to get his team 17 points and then some, and he did it. How impressive was this comeback?
I want to give Cam a ton of credit, but I don't think Cam is the story. But to give Cam the credit, I mean, just look. You said it, Jenna. First 3 quarters, what he did, and then in the fourth quarter, what he did. We can show you side by side. The first 3 quarters, he was having his worst game of the year. He was awful. The offense was awful. For the second straight week, they were down 17-0 in a game. This week, though, in the fourth quarter, brilliant. Didn't miss a throw and had a 4th and 10. A 4th and 10 at his own 31, down 3 in a spot. I know the announcer, because it was on the north side of the 2-minute warning, announcers saying maybe you punt here. And look at what Cam does. Takes a hit, jumps, and finds Torrey Smith, former Philadelphia Eagle, for an enormous play that put him in field goal range, but they weren't satisfied with the field goal. They go and get the touchdown. So all the credit to the Panthers and Cam for a huge comeback. But to me, the story is Philadelphia blowing a 3-score fourth quarter lead. And now you look at, oh, wait, Philadelphia in one of their losses against Tennessee, they blew a 17-3 lead. They now blow a 17-0 lead. They have one game all year. They won decisively. 10 days ago, 11 days ago against the Giants. Their win week 1 against Atlanta. Atlanta blew it in the red zone repeatedly. And their win against Indy, it took a 17-play, 75-yard drive for them to end up pulling that one out of the fire. And then they almost lost it in the end again. Like, this Eagles team, they looked like the Super Bowl champs once all year. Thursday night, this last Thursday against the Giants. And like we said Friday, see, if they had a performance like this, I would sit here for Monday and say that game was more about the Giants being a disaster than Philadelphia having found its way.
To me, it's about Cam Newton in the fourth quarter. I can't believe it's almost 8 o'clock. We started at 6:30. Because if this was Tom Brady, and Tom Brady had done that, if he had a 133 passing rating in the fourth quarter at Philadelphia, we'd be talking about it before that. If it was Aaron Rodgers, we would have talked about it. If it was Carson Wentz, if Cam Newton was up 17 points and Carson Wentz had come back, we would have talked about it before. Cam Newton, the way he played in the fourth quarter with his arm, not his legs, in his brain. He beat the world champs with his head. This is what we know Cam Newton is capable of playing. This is the level we know he's capable of playing. His MVP season, we saw it almost week after week after week. But you got to give credit to Ron Rivera as a coach. He always has his team believing in the players that they have and how they're going to play. But bringing in Norv Turner at this point in Cam's career, that he would surrender what he knows about quarterbacking and let Norv Turner work with him, that's what you could see in the fourth quarter. The jump pass, the instincts to be able to, I'm going to stay in the pocket and not try to win this with my legs, relying on my head. That means my brain and my arm. That's what I saw in that fourth quarter, and I thought we should be talking about it more. It was a tremendous game by one of our best quarterbacks that we have on the road against the world champs.
I wanted to ask you about what Doug Peterson said in some of his comments, talking about how he's trying to change, and you could see what he's trying to do. He's trying to change the mindset in the locker room to get back on the platform where they were last year. Oh, we're underdogs, no one believes in us, and he's trying that again. Okay, all right, we're not in front, we're not in the driver's seat anymore. No one thinks we can do anything. At some point, they have to stop thinking about last year. As Mangini always says, it's over. This is a new season. They've got Carson Wentz now. He's got enough games under his belt where he should be playing the way they wanted him to play last year. Talk to me about whether this Eagles team can right their season.
Well, Jenna, Cam Newton was the story until Doug Peterson's press conference.
Okay.
And trying to listen to him in the press conference, because I'm like, no, you are a head coach. You're not trying to be a head coach. And his comments are a coach just pulling for straws. You can't go into an NFL locker room and tell these guys with 8, 9 games to go to play in the season, hey, guys, there's no more pressure. That's a lie. And players know when you're lying to them because there is pressure. And matter of fact, the rest of the season, there's more pressure.
Those guys can lose their jobs, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Doug Peterson's not going to lose his job.
Of course not. I mean, he's a made man now with the Super Bowl. But you can't go into an NFL locker room after a game and be like, hey, guys, there's no pressure. Well, the pressure I was putting on you guys before was false pressure, fake pressure. So now there's no pressure. No one outside this locker room believes that there's guys in that locker room don't believe you can win either. Because when you lose 17-point lead at home, guys begin to question each other and their own ability, Nick.
I just think this Eagles team has no identity right now. None. If you'd have told me at any point last season, even when Foles was the quarterback, they got a 17-point fourth quarter lead, good night, good luck. You know what that's going to turn into? A 24 or a 27-point fourth quarter lead.
Yeah, it's going to turn into your quarterback getting hurt.
Exactly right. Because you're going to have to drop back to pass nearly every play. They're going to be able to unleash those pass rushers, and it's over. Like, this Eagles team, they blew a lead in overtime this year. That's only been done a handful of times in NFL history because up until recently, it wasn't possible to do it. Like, no lead is safe in a negative way. We talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. No lead safe against them. No lead right now is safe for Philadelphia to have. And for the head coach to say, you seized on the, just go have fun part of it. You cannot play the underdog card anymore. You played it to its fullest extent last year. You cannot anymore say, oh, nobody believes in us. You're the defending champs. You have the most winnable division in football, and you're blowing it. Dallas and Washington yesterday were trading who wanted to lose that football game. The Giants might be the worst team in the NFL. You're sitting right there, and you've blown multi-score leads to the Titans, a 17-point lead at home to the Panthers. Like, I don't get it. What up, Steve?
Lane Johnson sat right here and told us how much fun is it today in Philadelphia. Read the papers. Watch the news, okay? This is the NFL. Just slow down when you start criticizing New England and what they're doing, because I guarantee you it's a lot funner today with Bill Belichick and his crusty press conference than what your coach told you guys yesterday.
When's the last time Pats blew a 17-point lead at home in the fourth quarter? My guess is back when Rod Rust was the quarterback. Certainly not Brady and Belichick.
Got to take a break. Coming up, let's talk a little NBA. Fisticuffs next on First Things.